Today we are going to be talking about the Raylight aircraft nav strobe installation. So it comes in a presentation, as you see here, a shoe box type, and you open the box and these are the bits in the box. But today we're going to be needing some aircraft grade wire, 20 gauge, some tools, a wire stripper, posi head screwdriver and flat head screwdrivers. And we will be installing it on a wingtip. Remember, your wingtip will not come pre-drilled. But over here, I'm going to pick up one of the lights and offer it up. And you can see we have pre-drilled our holes for the video purposes. Over here is a number 30 hole or 3mm. In the middle, where the wires are going to be coming through, is a number 20 or 4mm. And the other end of the light, we've got a number 30 3mm hole as well. So now that we've passed our wires through here, one will assume you've done the same as I have done through the foam and through the light here. It's important that you know which wire is the positive. Find a way to identify that. And we want to strip our wire back about 8mm to make it a bit easier for pushing into the connectors. Okay, so I have identified my positive wire here. So I'm just going to take that, and that goes into the bottom side here, making sure your wire doesn't fray along the way. And we just want to take that wire and push it through. All we want to do is to push firmly until the wire is locked. We're going to take the other one. Very important to make sure the wire does not fray. And push that all the way until it's home. And all we're going to do now is to pull the wire through the other side, making sure your foam, everything is all lined up. Okay. If you can't do it without crossing the wires, that would be fabulous. And all we're going to do now is to take our lens, put the lens over, and take our screws. You just got to hunt for the hole through the foam, which can sometimes be a little bit of a fiddle, but with a little bit of work, it's through. And now we're going to put that, and then do the same with the other one. Now make sure as you're putting it through, you've got your plastic shoulder there to protect the lens. And we're going to push that again through, making sure we go through the hole in the foam and then push it through. And now at this point, all you want to do is to cut the washers and nuts on the other side of your screws. So now we're going to move to the generator. So now that we've identified our wires, we've got our positive and our negative. On here, you have that clear demarcation of which is positive and which is negative. So I'm just going to go ahead and push those through. Again, it's not difficult. You can do them one after the other. You don't have to slot them all in together like I did. And all we want to do here is to screw them in. And when you are doing this, you can always make it easy on yourself. Say, on the first two here, you put your left wing, your right wing, and then if you've got a belly one, you can put that into the other one and follow in that sequence. The next thing we're going to do is we want to ground our control box. So on here, there is ground written, which is the third positioning from the left we're just going to push that in and screw it down. And then after we have done that, we want to take our 2 live wires. One goes to the nav light. So again, we push that into there, making sure you screw it all down. And then the other one, which says here strobe, is going to go into the last slot here on the left. And then of course, after you have connected all of those, and now let's assume that you don't want to go to 2 separate switches. The other thing you could do, of course, is to take these 2 wires, the ones going to both the nav and the strobe out, and just replace that with a loop into those, and that can just go to a single switch. But assuming you are not going to use a single switch and you want to use 2 separate switches for the nav and strobe, you're going to wire that accordingly to that, and making sure you use a fuse at the same time. And this is how, ladies and gentlemen, we wire up the nav strobe light. Now that we have finished wiring up our nav strobe lights, a quick demo on what they look like after the wiring. So the first we're going to do is the nav. Please make sure when you do this, you do not look directly at them, because they can be very, very bright and you don't want to get any flash blindness. So now the next is the strobe lights. So this is of course assuming you have done them to separate switches, but both together now. Again, be careful because they are quite bright. And then off again. And there you have it.